A horde of undead blocked the group's vehicle, their decaying forms obstructing the desolate road. While not a critical threat, 10K swiftly abandoned the car, diving into the surrounding wasteland without hesitation. Garnet, the leader, ordered the team to disembark, their sole vehicle a precious asset. Roberta, wielding a hefty blade, decapitated the nearest corpse, but an unsettling detail emerged: the zombies were shackled. The grim truth dawned on them: they were a lure for a band of human predators. A cocky bandit leader demanded their weapons, a chilling ultimatum. Garnet wavered, indecision gripping him. The bandit chief, attempting to appear composed, warned of mutual destruction, claiming their sniper could decimate the group. Roberta urged caution as the bandits issued their ultimatum. However, Murphy's cowardice swayed Garnet towards surrender, prioritizing survival over defiance. A tense stalemate ensued, with both parties hesitant to initiate hostilities. At the precipice of conflict, Garnet made the ultimate decision. Relief washed over the bandit leader, victory in the psychological battle secured. He commanded his crew to flee in their vehicle. Frustration consumed Garnet and his team as they were left stranded, their carefully guarded car, laden with 2 barrels of oil, stolen by the scoundrels. Reluctant to abandon their journey on foot, they resorted to their damaged Beetle, missing even a door. Crammed into the dilapidated vehicle, they resembled a slow-moving turtle. Their misfortune continued as they stumbled upon another robbery, the bandits preying on a helpless family. Outrage ignited within them, and they charged the criminals with their weapons. Recognizing the futility of resistance, the bandit leader ordered his men to disarm. Garnet abruptly realized a sharp decline in the bandit count. Turning, he found the survivors kneeling in submission. Roberta and the others were stunned by this unexpected reversal until the man's weapon forced their surrender. The situation was baffling. The seemingly vulnerable family revealed their bandit identities. Gratitude for their earlier aid prevented immediate retaliation. They departed in their stolen vehicle. The X-Team's spirits sank to an all-time low. A day of unparalleled misfortune had befallen them. Roberta echoed the sentiment of a completely disastrous day. The diminutive Beetle continued its arduous journey. 5 minutes later, Doc's signal halted their progress. A fresh shock awaited them. The rescued family lay lifeless, devoured by the undead. The bizarre events on this road defied comprehension. Meanwhile, in the Arctic Command Center, Citizen Z employed social media to locate Addie. Her voice, heard previously, had captivated him deeply. As he delved into his research, a call alert illuminated the large screen. It was Garnet and his team seeking assistance. They discovered a device by the roadside, requiring considerable effort to activate its radio function. Citizen Z promptly requested Addie to join the conversation. Garnet, perplexed, initially paid little attention to the interaction. During their dialogue, Garnet intervened, highlighting the road's perilous conditions. He sought an aerial evacuation, acknowledging the uncertain timeline for reaching California. Citizen Z swiftly located a nearby military base, previously commanded by a general who had lost contact. Fortunately, a military helicopter remained at the base. He immediately shared the coordinates. With the undead closing in, they hastily departed. An hour later, they reached the military base, but it bore no resemblance to their expectations. Deceased soldiers littered the area, and the absence of personnel indicated a potential takeover. Suddenly, an armed man demanded their purpose. Garnet asserted their National Guard affiliation and outlined their critical mission from the Central Command. They sought a helicopter from General McCandles, but the soldier ridiculed their claim. He dismissed them as a ragtag civilian group, insisting that the general was preoccupied with East Coast operations. Roberta diplomatically emphasized Murphy's significance to their research. The soldier, recognizing the matter's gravity, fell silent. He then proposed a demand for genuine proof of sincerity, such as valuable painkillers or antibiotics, as a prerequisite for meeting General McCandles. Doc reluctantly produced his finest OxyContin, but the soldier's greed exceeded expectations. Doc suppressed his anger and yielded to the demand, providing additional pills. However, the soldier's intentions became clear as he consumed the medication. They cursed inwardly, realizing the medicine's intended purpose for the wounded had been misconstrued. The soldier, under the influence, led them to the entrance and initiated radio contact with General McCandles. The general's response was vulgar and dismissive, ordering them to depart. Garnet attempted to reason and explain their mission's importance but faced another rejection. Doc's fury erupted as he witnessed the soldier's consumption of the medication in exchange for nothing. He threatened violence against the soldier. As Garnet called out to Doc, the general misheard the name, interpreting it as Doctor. Garnet, seizing the moment, affirmed Doc's medical credentials, prompting a swift change in General McCandles' demeanor. The general ordered Doc to tend to a wounded soldier. Armed with a medical kit, Doc entered the building, unexpectedly equipped with an elevator. A charlatan rather than a physician, Doc's past involved extensive drug use, granting him a unique knowledge base. As Doc grumbled, the elevator halted, revealing McCandles with a drawn weapon. The general unveiled a severe injury to his leg, not a zombie bite but undoubtedly perilous. Clutching at a desperate hope, McCandles inquired about saving his limb, his head shaking. Doc grimly conveyed the grim reality: the infection had progressed, necessitating amputation. Before Doc could react, McCandles struck him with the gun's butt, then discarded him down a ventilation duct. Fortunate for Doc, he managed to clutch a few of the pipes for survival. Yet, glancing downward, he realized a fatal outcome awaited if he plummeted from that altitude. Relieved, he simultaneously detected a putrid stench. To his astonishment, a zombie lurked beside him, inducing such terror that he nearly relinquished his grip. It dawned on him that this might be the final Dr. General McCandles mentioned. Meanwhile, downstairs, 10K's boredom escalated, leading him to engage in zombie eradication. After a 30-minute absence, Doc's delay stirred anxiety among the group. Their departure hinged on securing the helicopter. Cassandra then hushed everyone. A sound emerged, revealing Doc's desperate plea for aid. Paralyzed with fear, he confronted the dangerously proximate zombies, even enduring their attempts to grasp his attire. Garnet deduced that Doc was in peril and forcefully compelled the soldier to guide them. He devised a plan to lead the team into the building for Doc's rescue, while stationing 10K outside with a sniper rifle to deter any approaching undead. They collectively entered the elevator, and according to the soldier, General McCandles occupied the top floor. However, Murphy's fear intensified as the elevator ascended. He suffered from a crippling fear of confined spaces. Roberta administered a sharp slap to restore his senses. Meanwhile, General McCandles meticulously monitored their actions through surveillance. As the elevator doors parted, they were confronted by a horde of zombies. Garnet sacrificed the soldier as a diversion. Seizing the opportunity, Murphy bolted from the elevator, his claustrophobia overwhelming his fear of the undead. The elevator doors reopened to an empty corridor, the zombies having undoubtedly pursued Murphy. Garnet urgently beckoned Roberta to join him in the rescue, while the others guarded the elevator. Trapped within the ventilation shaft, Doc felt his endurance waning. Frantically, he struck the walls with a makeshift tool, pleading for his companions. By chance, Murphy, concealed behind a wall, heard Doc's desperate cries. However, cowardice and incapacity prevented Murphy from aiding Doc. Instead, he opted to seek reinforcements. Garnet and Roberta valiantly battled the floor zombie infestation but ultimately exhausted their ammunition. Retreating to the elevator, they regrouped with Addie, anticipating Murphy's return. Just as Murphy was about to divulge information about Doc, the elevator's alarm sounded. Tensions rose as they readied their weapons, but the elevator remained empty when it arrived. Yet, as the door slid open, a chilling silence enveloped them. The ominous growl of approaching zombies echoed behind them, their heavy footsteps drawing closer. Emerging from the gloom was a colossal, muscular zombie, towering over 2 meters tall. Garnet and Roberta faced a desperate situation, their ammunition depleted. Max swiftly drew his handgun and charged forward, unleashing 3 rapid shots at the zombies' heads. To Max's horror, the creatures hoisted him aloft with unnatural strength. Garnet momentarily froze before springing into action, rushing to Max's aid. He unleashed a flurry of blows aimed at the zombies' heads. Despite inflicting multiple strikes, the undead displayed an uncanny resilience. Addie decisively shoved the zombies into the ventilation shaft, preventing the impending explosion from harming their floor. Relief washed over them as the immediate threat subsided. Yet, Garnet's question to Murphy cast a somber shadow. "You knew Doc was down there, didn't you?" Silence enveloped the group, a heavy weight settling upon them. Addie's guilt intensified as she realized her actions had contributed to Doc's peril. After a tense pause, Garnet shifted the mood, urging them to resume their search for General McCandles. He emphasized the need to focus on the present rather than dwelling on their loss. They soon discovered the conference room, its occupants transformed into zombie-like figures. General McCandles feigned authority, issuing orders through a radio, while his colleagues lay lifeless. Upon spotting the intruders, McCandles frantically grabbed a rocket launcher, aiming it at the group with a forced laugh, claiming it was a jest. Garnet sternly reminded him of their mission, emphasizing Murphy's importance in developing a life-saving vaccine in California. Their immediate need was his helicopters. General McCandles reacted with a mocking laugh, questioning their delay and requesting assistance. He volunteered to personally pilot them to their destination. Mutual confusion spread through the group as they pondered his sudden acquiescence. Upon reaching the rooftop, they discovered a skeletal helicopter devoid of essential components. McCandles explained the necessity of locating the missing parts to restore functionality. Murphy's anger boiled over, a surge of violence consuming him. Doc's sacrifice seemed utterly pointless. Suddenly, two zombies erupted from the helicopter. McCandles ordered everyone to remain motionless while he confronted his former comrades. The outcome was tragic, a stark reminder of life's unpredictability. Awaiting in the car, 10K inquired about Doc's whereabouts, met only with Roberta's somber confirmation of his demise. The realization that Doc had been his first encounter in this new world filled 10K with a profound sense of loss. Addie, burdened by guilt, spotted a distant figure covered in blood. Upon closer inspection, they recognized Doc, his body marred by crimson, his once strong legs now resembling those of the undead. Roberta grasped her pistol, preparing to grant her friend a final, dignified exit in this apocalyptic realm. A flicker of life ignited in Doc's eyes, dispelling the darkness. Expletives erupted from both Doc and Warren as they expressed their disbelief and relief. Their shared laughter mirrored the joy of a family reunion after a brush with death. Doc wiped away the blood, and they resumed their journey, oblivious to the extraordinary adventures that lay ahead.